How's it going, guys? Salem here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today's video is going to be a very special, and I want to share this moment with all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, after over 3,000 hours in New World, I have finally done it. We are talking about a complete BIS out medium Bruiser set we gotten. And without further ado, here it is. With the hat, I got the medium headwear with 10 constitution, 16 strength. We got Shirking, Resil, and Maelstrom. For the heavy chest, we got 26 constitution, Resil, Shirking, Fort Freedom. Same goes for the hand, the heavy gloves, Resil, Shirking, Fort Freedom. Light pants, Resil, Shirking, Fort Freedom. And finally, the shoes, Resil, Shirking, Fort, Insatiable Gravity Well. Jewelry wise, here's what I'm using. For the amulet, we're rocking a health, slash protection, stamina recovery. The ring, we need we obviously, a lot of people might be having an argument about having hardy, but I think medium bruiser doesn't really need hardy. And whenever you're stamping out yourself, 100 stamina is gonna be recovered faster than 110. So I instead take leeching instead of hardy, just because I'm not running keen awareness, and yeah, you're gonna be needing some of that self survivability perk to kind of play around a clump whenever your healer's not there. So we got slash protection, we got slash damage, I'm sorry, invigorated punishment, and leeching. This is probably the most damage ring that you can get out there. That also comes with a little bit of survivability also. And then on the earring, we got refreshing toast, nimble, and purifying toast. By far, I think if you're not stacking refreshing water refreshing, this is way better than Doom Chance earring. So definitely this is a good cop. I got it for like 25k, so this is like a really solid pickup. Alright, we are talking about completely BIS set, and it's not going to be completed without two BIS-y weapons. And here it is. On my axe, I got chain lightning, refreshing move, thwarting strike. This is giving you, this is the 3 best perk, I think, and lightning chain is probably the better chain out of all, because nobody's wearing a chain protection, or like same goes for like a boreal lightning or like nature lightning. You can do that as well. Thwarting strike, reflection move, you already know. These are the 2 perks that you have to have on your great axe. With this new brimstone sand update, chain lightning is by far the fastest ultimate charging perk. So this is definitely, if you see anything out there with these 3 perks, I recommend to pick this up. The Attunement is also going to be a good perk instead of chain lightning as well. Then on the hammer, we got Sundering, Shockwave, thwarting strike. Maybe some people think that having an extra damage perk for the 3rd perk instead of life stealing is a good way to do so. But because I don't have leeching Path of Destiny on one of my armor, so stacking life stealing with leeching on my ring give me a little bit of survivability whenever I'm in clump and I need to get out. I can shockwave, wrecking ball them, and then get out easily. My playstyle is more towards playing around the point, so this is a solid pickup in my eyes. And then for the hot rune, I'm using the brutal hot rune of detonate. Even though you're taking 15% more damage, it's called like the self-ran, but you're getting 30% more explosive damage, which is really huge in busting out the clump. So I think this is by far my favorite choice for the hot rune gem. I might be picking up vines or maybe the new hot rune gem in the next update that reduce like healing and all that stuff, but that's more for like support role in my opinion. When it comes to attribute, I'm rocking a 310, 200 cons, 310 strength and 200 cons after food buff and everything. And look at my resistance. This is what I'm rocking right now. 24% slash damage, 9% for both strike and thrush, then 6% elemental resistant for all. And also when I'm in war, I'm not going to be using the oak flesh barn. I think powerful gemstone dust is going to be the play here because of all the bust damage that the detonate is going to be dealing. Also when you they're using vine on you, the elemental damage is really huge. So having this definitely going to be preventing yourself from getting killed by those. And most of the time you're going to be getting hit by slash damage when they try to bust you, you know, with the Gravwell Maelstrom combo. So having 20+% of slash damage is definitely the play here. And when it comes to the mastery tree, I have a couple that I want to run, but people might be having a different opinion about either running Bloodlust. I know a lot of great Bruiser players, they're using Bloodlust tree, but for me personally, playing on point a lot, I like to take the Mauler tree. So this is what I'm gonna be running. I call this the in and out BIS Great Axe Mastery tree. The first perk we're gonna take is Greed. A lot of attacks, you know, give you empower, so you're gonna be stacking up 3 times to give you 15%. Death and Praise, this is really good to finish the kills whenever the foes are below 50% health. And I see some people don't run this, but I think this is probably one of the best passive that you can have on a Great Axe critical gain. You gain 10% whenever you're dealing a crit damage attack. So this is a solid choice. And then for charge, I just take one. I just take the ability itself. You don't really need these two because then you'll be short a couple points for the Mauler tree. Next one is Keen Edge. Really important because the Great Axe has 1.3 critical multiplier with 10% more of crit damage. That's gonna bring it up to 140% damage whenever you crit, and that would be you would be able to deal extra damage in case the opponent is running 150 cons with 5 Resil. Next one, we're gonna take the critical condition. This is really good whenever the foes are below 50% and 30% health. You have 15% critical damage, critical chance. I'm sorry, and feed. Yeah, it's all about self survivability with the Great Axe. I would want to take the Keen perk on my Great Axe 2, but for now, like, there are a lot of better perks out there that you can just get instead of Keen for extra damage and stuff. Alright, for the Mauler tree, you just go all the way down up the Maelstrom tree, the Maelstrom perk. You take them all 4 points. Mauler Resolve, you want to take this one as well. Whenever you're below 50% health, again 40 stamina. Combining with the stamina recovery, you are looking at a full stamina bar whenever you're under 50% health. That gives you an extra 2 to 3 dodges to survive in a really sticky situation. Enduring Strike, I'm gonna take this. Then Gravity Well, you go all the way down here. So if you take a couple of the points from the chart tree, you're not gonna be able to take this, the Unyielding. And you need the 10% fortify whenever your allies are inside of your Gravity Well, which is really important. Then you're gonna take these two. You're playing Inclum a lot, you're gonna need protection when there are more than 3 foes. And you're dealing 10% more damage when there are more than 3 foes amongst you. Finally, Mauler's Fury. You take that too. So these are the 3 that I'm running for war. Now, if you're running Great Axes for a 3v3, I'm gonna make a different one, and this is, so just go ahead and copy this if you want to copy my tree. I'm gonna respect this one, and this is what I'm running for the 3v3s or 1v1 dueling wise. You guys can just copy this. We're stacking all these points on the Bloodlust tree, and we take that Bloodlust perk right there at the end, all the way down of the Mauler, of the Maelstrom perk. You take this one. You don't take this one because dueling or 3v3s, even though 10% 45 is good, you have a lot more perks to choose from on the other side. And I value more damage to bust in a clump, in 3v3s or duel, so I'm gonna take this one instead of that. Alright, there it is, boys. Great X Mastery Tree for 3v3 and 1v1 dueling. For Warhammer, this one is going to be for war. And based on the hammer that I got with the playstyle that I do, I value more of the bust damage when heavy attack, so we're gonna be taking these. I'm not going to be explaining too much, but Contemption is really good perk for heavy attacks whenever you try to finish the kills. And I go all the way down of this Wrecking Ball tray. I'm gonna take this. And on this side, we're taking this one. That. And I'm gonna take Aftershock as well. One thing I really like to do with the Warhammer is that whenever I see a clump that forming and the healers of the enemies are casting freely, I'ma just hit them with the Path of Destiny to slow them down and also disrupt them. So I think this is a really solid perk, a really well-rounded perk for either if you're running in clump or you are chasing after targets. Slowing them down for 4% is really huge. Alright, there it is. You guys can copy this as well if you want to copy my tree. This is the Warhammer Mastery Tree for war and OPR clump fighting. Alright, when it comes to 3v3s, instead of taking the Path of Destiny, I'm gonna go with Armor Breaker. So this is what I'm gonna use for that. We go 3 into the Armor Breaker, take 2 of these, that, go all the way down of the Wrecking Ball. We take that as well. You still need the heavy attacks perk for that purposes as well. Go all the way down there and you take these 3. This is really good, like whenever you're sprinting, you're chasing down targets, you're going after bows or ranges, you want to be holding onto your Great Axe. For Bloodlust, if you're chasing them down, or if they're shooting you, cutting you, then you pull out your Warhammer and take 10% Fortify whenever you're sprinting with the Warhammer. So this is a really solid perk. And that is my tree for the 3v3s. You guys can pause at any moment to take a look at all the trees that I'm using. Alright, now back to my build. It really depends on what I'm assigned to do in a war that I might be switching out my my medium hat. I have another helmet, a medium hat as well for an extra freedom that would make it 4 freedoms. But when I'm playing on point, I think 3 freedoms might be just enough to get by. You want to get out of those really sticky situation whenever they're vining you. You don't want to be stuck for like a whole 3 seconds. So jumping out of the grab, dodging different things, freedom is really good, and then you can get a pretty decent distance whenever you try to charge through walls like ice showers and stuff like that, or like when it's scream you. Yeah, so playing on point, the more freedom stacked, the better in my opinion right now because of the bust damage. Some people still running Refreshing Ward, and I personally don't agree with that. In this bust meta, you don't want to be in clump for too long. You want to go in, hit them a couple times, and get the fuck out. So this is a really solid set right here that I'm having. Sometimes I may be swapping this one in to get the 4 freedom, but then I'll be sacrificing a Shirking Fortification. So for tanky purposes, yeah, I'm gonna be using this hat right here. So we're looking at 5 Resilient, 5 Shocking Fort, 3 freedoms, and then I have all the essential weapon perks as well for Enfeebling Maelstrom, Insatiable Gravity Well, and Shockwave on the hammer. Also, one thing I want to point out is that a lot of people still think that using Leeching Path of Destiny on 1D Armor P is a really a necessary perk. But if you look right here on the Warhammer tree, I'm taking this point, Prevailing Spirit. you're healing yourself for 35% damage dealt whenever you're using a Crown Crusher ability. And I've been using my set without Leeching Path of Destiny for a couple months now, and I don't really miss it, because when you're dealing damage in a clump, you're gonna be healing yourself a lot with 35% already, so might as well just pick up another perk like Freedoms or something for extra survivability. Yeah, in team play, you try to be within the range of your healer so they can heal you, and whenever they are not able to heal you, yeah, just play to live. And you're still healing yourself a lot with last dealing in my weapon right here, and I got the leeching as well to make up for that 10% of leeching. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Also, I want to mention, because I'm having a slash protection on my amulet, I'm allowed to go 5 rune glass cases on my armor for an additional 1% damage for melee attacks on every piece I got. So I got 5 of them here, stacking with my Electrify Gambit case on my Great Axe is really solid for extra damage and everything. And also I'm using the leeching perk, so I'm also the survivability for this set's pretty huge. One thing I want to mention too, and I see a lot of people whenever they don't really know what to do with the two weapons, like which rune glass cases they should supposed to be slotting. And here it is. I think Electrified is a really good one. This one dealing 8% lightning damage for 2 seconds, so 3 ticks, 0, 1, and 2. And then I'm using Arcane as well, because most of the time people are not really using lightning protection or Arcane protection on their armor or their amulet, so you are definitely going to be fine with this sort of choices. And also make sure you are using different rune glass cases. In this case, I'm using Electrify on my Great Axe and Empower Gambit, which is dealing the arcane damage on my Warhammer. So whenever I'm swapping weapons like that and then I hit this, it's not overriding the 3 ticks. Like if you use the same one, it's gonna override and you're gonna only get like 4 ticks out of the whole 2 combo. But if you have different ones, they're ticking separately, so you get 3 from the Great Axe and 3 from the hammer separately, because they're dealing different type of damage. Alright, yeah, but that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please consider subscribing. And in the future, I'm thinking about doing a lot more contents about 3v3s and still posting war bots every day, every war I got a chance to get my hands on. And have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching the video, and until next time, peace.